Hi, my name is Braden Manchester, and this presentation compares both life expectancy and population rates for Russia and Germany from the end of World War One to the end of World War Two. And if we compare these individually, we can see that both countries in the early years after World War One experienced heavily division political opinions, and this divided the country. And over in Russia, as World War One ended, a civil war was being fought, which was eventually won by the Communist Red Army led by Vladimir Lenin. And upon his victory, he began to socialize the government's economy, which included the collectivization of agriculture as well as industry. But the situation that he was in eventually led to in industry production levels being worse than they were in 1913. So he created a new economic policy, which was meant to help stabilize the economy, and it did, but by very little. And Lenin died in 1924, um, which ended his rule. Now, over in Germany during this time, the Weimar Republic has to pay $33 billion in war reparations. This agreement was imposed on them by the Treaty of Versailles, um, and this put a lot of stress on the Weimar Republic, so they did a lot of borrowing of money from other nations, and uh, eventually in 1929, when the Great Depression hit, inflation skyrocketed, and this eventually led to the downfall of the Weimar Republic. And when both of these political entities basically collapsed, it gave room for new political powerhouses to grow. And in Russia, this political powerhouse was Joseph Stalin, who, once he was in power, he enacted his first 5-year plan, which was meant to produce more agricultural yields as well as industry, but it failed to produce higher agricultural yields and eventually led to many food shortages. And by 1932, a combination of uh, collectivization of agriculture as well as retaliation from groups who did not agree with this style of government led to one of Russia's greatest famines, and that was 1932. Um, Meanwhile, at this time in 1933, Adolf Hitler has just been chosen Chancellor of Germany, and he quickly begins to industrialize the nation and make it into a military powerhouse. Um, Soon after he's elected chancellor, he takes away um, Jewish citizenship and begins to rearm Germany and prepare to invade Austria Hungary. Um, by 1939, Russia and Germany had just signed an agreement. It was a non aggression agreement, but this agreement was broken in 1941 when Germany invaded Russia, and this is what leads to the years to come between um, fighting along the Eastern Front. And by the end of the war, Russian losses were estimated from somewhere about 21 to 28 million, and Germans were 7 to 9 million. And I'd like to show you what these events look like on Gapminder. So we have Russia and Germany at the end of World War One, and I'm gonna slow down the speed a little bit. All right. Okay, you can see Germany rises a lot faster than Russia in life expectancy. So, Great Famine. And yeah, that's the end. Thanks for watching. Just